All right, welcome. My name is Erin, and this is a 1 hour gentle flow class. And as far as props, if you have a strap or a belt of some kind, that might be helpful today. And if not, I'll give some other cues, and then any other props you'd like to have nearby. We'll begin in a comfortable seat, and we'll be doing some focused breath work today. So I invite you to find your most comfortable seat. That can be cross-legged, sitting on the knees, or even just legs extended forward with a slight bend. A way in which you can kind of ease into your seat and not have to focus too hard on feeling comfortable there. Beginning to settle into your seat, starting to root down through left and right sides of the body. And then take an inhale, lift the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, roll them down and back. When you're ready, close the eyes and mouth and begin to notice the breath. We use these opening breaths in our yoga practice to focus and quiet the mind. Simply becoming present to the feeling of air moving through the nasal passageway, down the back of the throat, and into the top of the lungs. A few breaths this way as you begin to match length of exhales to length of inhales. Maybe already noticing any sticky or tight spots in the body or in the mind, and drawing your breath there. In my classes this week, I'm focusing on pranayama, which is Sanskrit for yogic breath control or breath restraint, one of the most integral aspects to our physical yoga practice, and also one of the 8 limbs of yoga. So throughout our practice today, I invite you to focus more on your breath qualities rather than what you look like in your physical shapes. Striving to have a consistent pace of breath even when things heat up. If you haven't already, begin to connect to your Ujjayi Pranayama, yogic victory breath, creating that constriction in the back of the throat. Begin to cultivate an audible vibration that just you and someone right next to you could hear. As you tap into your Ujjayi, I'll revisit a poem we read about this time last year in this class, back by popular demand, one of my favorite Mary Oliver poems, Wild Geese. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert, repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things. One more deep Ujjayi breath here. And then keeping eyes closed or a soft gaze, bring your hands to the armpits, palms down, thumbs pointing back, first fingers across the sternum. Let the elbows splay out to left and right. We'll take a 3-part lung exercise to awaken that deepest third of our lungs. With your next inhale, draw breath to the top third of your lungs, just feeling the chest press gently across the first finger. Exhale, push the air up and out. A few breaths here, really feeling into what your breath feels like in the top of your lungs. Good. With your next exhale, slide your hands to your lower ribs, about halfway down the torso, same shape, thumbs back, palms down. With an inhale, begin to draw breath halfway into the lungs, feeling the rib cage press toward the fingers. A few breaths here, in and out through the nose. And at the bottom of your next exhale, slide your hands all the way to the hips, thumbs back, palms down. When you're ready, take a deep belly breath, strongly pulling the air all the way down, feel the belly rise. Exhale, push the air up and out, drawing the belly up under the ribs. A few breaths here, tapping into your deepest diaphragmatic breath today. Maybe noticing that sense of calm, groundedness that comes simply through breathing with intention. Good. Even when we begin to move, keep this breath moving. Open your eyes, bring the hands to the knees, and begin to take big circles over the hips, pulling the chest forward in space, and then backward, but keep the hips rooted here. Good. Using your breath to guide your movement. The next time you rock forward, switch the direction of your circles, same shape, opposite way. And then begin to make those circles smaller, eventually coming back to sit tall, shoulders over hips. Good, nice fluid movements. From your tall seat, bring your palms up, bring them behind the head without interlacing the fingers, and then open your elbows wide. Even if the back arches, pull the belly in. Seated cow-cats. Inhale, chest up, squeeze the shoulders together. Exhale, elbows together, tuck and round. Moving this way on your breath, making a vinyasa, connecting breath and movement. One more round, inhaling and exhaling. Maybe gaze starts to turn up with the inhale. Good. When you finish that round, release the hands and then roll over the knees or the feet, coming into our first tabletop. Option to bring a blanket under the knees here or roll the mat up. And then spread your fingers nice and wide. Bring your hips right over knees. Good. With your next inhale, extend the right leg back, plant the toes to the mat, and then begin to rock forward and back, getting into the wrist creases and the toe creases. Really lift in and up through the rib cage and behind the belly button. The further forward you rock, the more core strength you'll build. And then find some stillness here. Next inhale, lift the right leg up, press the right sole of the foot back. Option to reach left arm forward as well. Either way, gaze at the top of your mat, back of the neck is long. Good. Building some heat. One more inhale here. Exhale to tabletop. We'll take that on the second side. Inhale, left leg straight back, plant the toes, and begin to rock forward and back. If the elbows are bent, see if you can straighten through the arms, feeling some lift through the shoulder blades. Good. And then come back to stillness. With an inhale, lift the left foot up, press the sole of the foot back. Option to reach right arm forward as well. Strongly pressing through that left palm so much you feel the left shoulder rise slightly. One more inhale. Exhale to tabletop. Bring the knees to the wide edge of the mat. Big toes touch. Send the hips back. A nice wide-legged child's pose. We'll make this active, continuing to build heat, either tenting up on the fingertips, lifting elbows off the mat, or bringing elbows to the mat, palms together, thumbs behind the neck for a deeper shoulder stretch. Wherever you're at, use each exhale to press the hips further back toward the heels. Come back to your Ujjayi breath. And you're welcome to come back here to Balasana or any other resting shape in our practice today as you need. If the elbows are bent, extend the arms forward. Next inhale, press through hands and knees, tuck your toes, and send the hips up and back for our first down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. When you find down dog, begin to pedal through the heels as you straighten the arms, drawing inner elbows to the sides of the head, running the tongue between the gums and the teeth. See if you can soften the face, the jaw, the mouth. And then find some stillness in your down dog. We'll check our distance between hands and feet. With your next inhale, roll forward to plank, just a breath. Walk your feet back if you need, keep them where they are, and then send the hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. A good way to test your hand and feet alignment in your home practice is if you wear out your mat in the same 4 places for 2 hands and 2 feet. With your next inhale, roll forward to plank and lower to the knees. So the knees will be behind the hips here. And then cross one ankle on top of the other. Lift the feet up. We'll take yogic push-ups here. With an inhale, press the floor away. Exhale, bring elbows to ribs, lower toward the ground, lift the feet. Inhale, press back up, plank on the knees. Exhale, lower, elbows to ribs. Once more, inhale, press back up. Exhale, lower, and then extend the feet long. Tuck all 10 toes to the mat, palms under shoulders. With an inhale, lift the chest, hover the palms and knees, classical cobra. We'll hold here, feeling all those muscles along the spine awaken. Good, strongly draw your shoulders down and back. One more deep inhale. Exhale, press through knees or plank, back to down dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Nicely done. Next, inhale, bring the gaze between the thumbs, come on the tiptoes, and as slowly as you can, walk toward the hands, keeping palms planted for as long as you can, and then meet me at a forward fold at the top of the mat. Uttanasana. Good. When you find your forward fold, option to catch opposite elbows with the palms, and then let your head and neck hang heavy here. Maybe swaying left and right, but strongly drawing the weight to the toes. Let the heels begin to lift, even energetically, as you send the hips higher. Good. Breathing into the backs of the legs. And then find some stillness. With your next exhale, let the arms hang heavy, deep bend in the knees, and spread your toes as wide as you can. Next inhale, press the feet down as you roll up slowly. Head and shoulders come last. And we'll meet in Tadasana, mountain pose. Roll the shoulders down and back. Draw inner elbows toward the hips. And then find that full body engagement. The face is soft, but all the other muscles in the body are working here. Tuck the tailbone a little further underneath and pull the belly in and up. We'll warm up the whole body with classical Surya Namaskara, sun salutes. We'll take some extra breaths in our lunges. Inhale, palms to heart center. Exhale, shoulders back. Inhale, reach arms forward and up. Exhale, fold forward. Right foot steps back. Inhale, lower right knee and hold here. You can use your left hand to pull your left ankle forward, knee over ankle. Good, and then begin to lift the chest up as you sink into that right hip. Beautiful, one more deep inhale. Exhale, press it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank, lower knees as you need. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, buttocks is lifted, elbows to ribs. Inhale, slide forward, hover palms and knees for cobra. Exhale, press up and back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left foot steps forward. Inhale, back to low lunge. And we'll hold here. Check that front knee right over ankle. And then lift the chest forward of the shoulders. One more inhale. Exhale, step up quietly, forward fold. Inhale, reach arms forward and up, grow tall. Exhale, heart center, second side. Inhale to rise. Exhale, fold. Left foot steps back. Inhale, lower left knee and hold here. Maybe pulling that right ankle forward with the hands, knee over ankle. And take another inhale, chest up, dropping through the left hip. Exhale, press it back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, forward to plank, Phalakasana. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, elbows to ribs. Inhale for cobra, lift the palms up. Exhale, press back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right foot steps forward. Inhale, back to low lunge. And hold here. Take another inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, step up quietly, forward fold. Inhale to rise, reach forward and up. Exhale, heart center, and release the hands. Come back to Tadasana, mountain pose. And we'll take Brahmani breath here, another breath exercise, bumblebee breath. In your mountain pose, lift your hands. Bring your four fingers to your eyebrows and your thumb to that area where your ear cartilage meets your jaw, just below the tragus. We'll put some pressure there in a moment on the exhales. We'll inhale through the nose. With the exhale, hum at any pitch, vibration that you like as you press the thumbs toward the ear. Preparing to inhale. Exhale. rounds on your breath, play around with which pitch feels the most calming for the mind and the body. Good. When you finish your next round, let the hands go. Open the eyes if they shut down, meeting at the top of the mat. Inhale, arms out and up, palms touch. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift, fingers to shins. Exhale, step to down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Without lifting the leg up and back, take an inhale, step the right foot through for low lunge. Lower the left knee. When you feel stable, inhale to rise, palms to the front thigh. And you can stay right here, or you can reach the arms up. Option to untuck the back toes for more of a balance challenge. And then take a look left and right. If you can't see to left and right, pull your arms and shoulders back. Good. Pull the belly in and up. Last couple breaths. Option to try palms together for a slight back bend here. And with an inhale, grow tall, reach the arms high. Exhale, bend the elbows, prana mudra, squeeze the shoulders back. Inhale, lift the arms high. Exhale, prana mudra. Once more, inhale to reach. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. From down dog, inhale, right leg up and back. Bend the knees, stack the hips for scorpion dog. Striving to keep the shoulders square here, dropping that right hip. Good. Kick the right foot toward the buttocks. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Lower knees as you need. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale for cobra, hover palms and knees. Exhale, press up and back, downward facing dog. We'll take that all on the second side, remembering to find rest as you need. Without lifting the leg up and back, take an inhale, step the left foot through for low lunge. Lower the right knee. When you find your balance, inhale to rise, palms to the front thigh. And then option to reach both arms up, pulling shoulders down and back. So the reason we practice stepping through without lifting that leg up and back, it helps us to engage the core rather than relying on momentum. Maybe untucking those back toes. Option to try palms together for a slight back bend. Keep your breath deep. Good, nice knee alignment. Take one more inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, bend the elbows, prana mudra, elbows at shoulder height. Inhale, lift and reach. Exhale, prana mudra. Once more, inhale to reach. Exhale, cartwheel the hands, frame your front foot. Step back to down dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. We'll hold here for about 5 breaths. You're welcome to find tabletop or child's pose instead. And then I invite you to come back to the breath. Really tuning in to what your breath feels like as we've begun to heat up from the inside out. See if you can draw a breath all the way to that bottom third of the lungs, the way we began our practice. Good. One more inhale and down dog. Exhale, lower to the knees, and then lower all the way to the belly. We'll take some back bends here, continuing to open through the chest. I'll give a few options. First variation, untuck your toes, tops of the feet to the mat, and then reach your hands back, palms down, like you're reaching fingers toward the heels. Next, inhale, lift the chest up, roll the shoulders back, and hold here. Shalavasana A. Option to try lifting the feet off the mat, maybe even lifting knees and quads as you rock on the hips. Good, make sure you're not holding breath. One more deep inhale, chest up. Exhale, lower, rest on the right side of the face. Come back to your breath. We'll take 2 more rounds here. For our second round, you can take that version we just took, reaching arms back. For a deeper chest opener, option to interlace hands behind the back first. Find your arm variation, press the tops of the feet to the mat. Next inhale, chest up, shoulders back. Exhale, reach fists or hands toward the feet. And then maybe hover legs. Good, if you're lifting the legs, try to draw legs and feet together, even energetically. Nice, good adjustments. One more deep inhale, lift the ribs up. Exhale, release to the left side of the face. Let the arms relax. A couple rounds of cooling breath here. For the last round, you can take either of those first 2 options, or you can try bow pose for a deeper back bend. If you're not sure, you might want your strap or belt here for bow pose. So when you're ready for bow pose, bend the knees, point the feet toward the back of the head. And then reach both hands back for the feet. See if you can catch feet or ankles with the hands. If you can't, you can try hooking your strap behind your feet. It can be a little cumbersome to get the strap around, but once you hook it, you can use that strap to help your hands reach your feet. So find your variation here, no rush. If you're going toward bow pose, keep drawing legs together. When you're ready, inhale, chest up. Kick the feet to the strap or to the hands. And then we'll hold here. If you're in locust, just keep reaching your arms straight back. Good. Nice. You can also try doing one leg at a time in your home practice if you're working toward bow with the strap. Couple more deep breaths. Dhanurasana. One more deep inhale. Exhale, release, forehead to palms. Let that strap go. And then bend the knees so you can crisscross the ankles back and forth. Bring that out. Come back to your Ujjayi Pranayama. Matching length of exhale to length of inhale. And then extend your legs long, bring the palms under the shoulders. We'll press up through plank with some core control. You can keep the knees on the mat or you can press through full plank. Before lifting, engage the belly. And then with an inhale, press up, hug the elbows to the ribs. Exhale, hips up and back. Nice, really good integrity there. Meeting in Adho Mukha Svanasana. From down dog, inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, bend the knees, stack the hips. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, step it through, setting up for warrior 2. So we'll rotate the back foot 90 degrees, plant through the feet. When you're ready, rise up, reaching the arms wide. Exhale, deep bend in the right knee, gaze to the right. Nice, and then look down at your hips. If that right shoulder pulled forward, pull it back, shoulders over hips, and settle in. Softening your gaze so much, you're almost looking at the tip of your nose. Next, inhale, flip both palms. Exhale, draw palms toward the shoulders like you're holding trays, and then squeeze the shoulder blades together and down. Good, keep your gaze to the right. Inhale, reach the arms wide. Exhale, hands to hips and come to face the long edge of your mat, turning big toes slightly in so the outer edges of the feet are parallel. We're moving toward a forward fold here. Hands can stay on hips, or you can take that arm clasp behind the back. Next, inhale, chest up, shoulders back. Exhale, hinge forward first, and then fold. Bringing palms to the mat or lifting the fists up and overhead. If you have the arm bind, we're striving to bring palms together here and straightening through the arms. You can always keep a micro bend in the knees. Prasarita Padottanasana A. Intense wide angle forward fold. Whichever arm shape you have, see if you can draw the weight a little further to the toes as the hips grow light. Good. If you have the arm clasp, one more inhale, fists up. Exhale, palms toward the mat. Next inhale, half lift, come up on the fingertips. Exhale, hands to hips and begin to slowly come to stand. Good. From here, turn your left toes to the left, setting up for warrior two, second side. Inhale, reach the arms wide. Exhale, bend the left knee. Turn your drishti, your gaze to the left. If you notice that left knee coming forward of the ankle, it means you're ready to go deeper in this pose by walking that left foot forward. With time, the left leg might become parallel to your mat. Good, shoulder alignment looks good here. Make sure you can see the left big toe inside your knee. And with an inhale, flip both palms. Exhale, palms toward the shoulders like you're holding trays. Once more, squeeze the shoulder blades together and down. And then even as the chest lifts, keep pulling the belly in and up as you tuck the tailbone under. Strong contraction in that right glute. Next, inhale, reach the arms wide. Exhale, hands to hips, face the long edge of the mat, but this time turn toes out, heels in. Maybe decreasing the distance between your feet here, setting up for goddess pose. Find your balance, spread the toes wide. Inhale, arms out and up, star pose. Exhale, bend knees and elbows. Adjust your feet as you need, and then settle in. Striving to keep elbows at shoulder height, and then squeeze the shoulder blades together like someone's pressing your palms back. Utkatta Konasana. You can stay or you can try lifting one or both heels, maybe even finding some movement, swaying left and right, challenging balance. Nice. Couple more deep breaths. Really strong quads here. If you found movement, come back to center, plant the heels. With an inhale, straighten arms and legs, star pose. Exhale, hands to hips, and heel toe your feet together. Moving toward our standing balance. If you have a strap or a belt, find that in your right hand. We'll take a dancer variation. If you'd like a wall for support, move yourself in your space so that your left fingers can brush a wall or some furniture. And then otherwise, left hand can come to the hip. If you don't have a strap or belt, you can take the same motion, just reaching for the foot without the belt. Begin to plant firmly through your left foot. Spread your left toes wide. If you have a strap, see if you can hook your right toes in the strap as you bend the right knee, pulling your right heel toward the buttocks. Take your time here. Left hand can stay on a wall, on the hip, or you can reach the left arm up. If you'd like to go further, keep drawing the right knee in, and then strongly kick the foot to the buttocks, maybe rotating your right elbow toward the ceiling for a deeper quad stretch. A couple breaths to explore Nattarajasana. Striving to keep our chest and gaze up here rather than tilting forward. Good, pull the right knee in. Nice. One more deep inhale. And then slowly unwind. Let the foot and strap go. Plant through both feet. And shake out the legs. Nicely done. So you know where we're going second side. We'll switch the strap or belt to the left hand. And if you'd like to use a wall, move so that your right fingers can brush your wall here. And then we'll begin to plant through the right foot, spreading the right toes wide. When you're ready, lift the left foot up enough that you can hook the strap behind the toes, but pull that left knee in toward the midline. Good. Right hand to the wall or to the hip, maybe reaching the right arm up and overhead. You can stay. To go further, pull the left foot toward the body, rotate your left elbow up, and then you'll feel that left knee pull back in space. Nattarajasana. It's okay if you take a different variation side to side here. Good, hug that right hip in, standing tall. One more deep inhale, chest forward and up. And slowly unwind, let the foot and strap go, shake that out. Really good effort. It's a challenging balance. We'll bring the feet wider than hips distance apart and plant through both feet firmly. Begin to take nice big circles, letting the hands rotate around, but keep the feet rooted here, feeling a nice stretch in outer hips. Use this movement to slow down your breath if it got choppy. Good, and then slow down your circles, coming back to face forward. Heel toe your feet together and step to the top of the mat. We'll ring that out with a half sun salute on the breath. With an inhale, arms out and up, palms touch. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift, fingers to shins. Exhale, plant the hands and step to down dog. Our last down dog here, we'll hold about 5 breaths. You're welcome to find child's pose instead. Come back to your pranayama, your breath control. See if you can hold a pause at the top of the inhale and a slight pause at the bottom of each exhale. Relax the back of the neck. If you found child's pose, meeting us in down dog when you're ready. From down dog, one more inhale. Exhale, lower to the knees, hips over knees, and begin to walk the hands forward any amount for melting heart, Anahatasana. We've opened the chest a bit today, so maybe feeling like you can go a bit deeper than normal. Forehead to a block or the mat, or option to try bringing chest and chin to the mat, as long as the hips don't push back behind the knees. Good. Soften the gaze or shut down the eyes. If your chest is feeling very open, to go deeper, lowering to chest and chin, you can try tenting up on the fingertips, lifting the elbows up, really deep shoulder stretch in the front of your shoulders. A couple more deep breaths in your variation. With your next inhale, gently walk the hands in, and then send the hips toward the heels, untuck the toes for traditional child's pose. Legs together and arms back, giving the shoulders a rest. Always the option for a prop under the forehead here, if it doesn't reach the mat. And then walk your forehead half an inch further from your knees. Find some length in the back of the neck and breathe. Beginning to use your breath to cool down the body and to refocus and quiet the mind. With your next inhale, press yourself to a seat and then slide your legs to one side, coming to a seat on the mat. And we'll extend the legs wide here. You can bring a blanket under the sits bones. If you use a blanket, just make sure it's only in the back inch or so of your sits bones so that you really feel your pelvis rotate forward. Otherwise, use your hands, pull the flesh out from underneath you. And then we'll start with hands behind the hips today, up on the fingertips or palms, so that you can really lift the chest up. And then squeeze your shoulders down and back. Good. Drawing all 10 toes toward the side body. And then if you're feeling stable, option to bring palms to heart center, but without collapsing through the back. Keep pulling chest up. Good. Maybe knees are so engaged that heels start to hover slightly. Upavishta Konasana. With your next inhale, reach the arms up, just a breath. Exhale, reach forward, hold halfway. Really reach through the fingers. And then let hands come toward the ground. Release the back of the neck. Wide-legged forward fold. You can come onto the elbows, chin to fists. Maybe lower into forearms. Or if your inner thighs are feeling very open, you can walk the hands forward, tenting up on the fingertips as you strongly draw the chin toward the chest. If you find your toes splaying in, you've probably hit your edge today in terms of your forward fold. Next inhale, half lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold once more. Option to try reaching for the big toes with the first two fingers and then pulling the chest further forward. For some of us, this just won't work with length of arms and legs, which is fine. With your next inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, use the hands to draw the legs together, straightening the legs forward. And then once more, find your strap or belt if you have one. If not, that's okay. We'll try our seated forward fold with a strap today to really find that length in the spine. Bringing your strap or belt behind all 10 toes, and then holding it with both hands here as you pull the shoulders back in space, feeling what it feels like to have shoulders right over hips. If you don't have a strap, you can just keep hands to the hips here. Good. Take an inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, walk the hands forward on your strap, but keep your gaze up. Good, spine is long and flat here. When you've hit your edge, toes firmly flexed, let the head and neck relax. Focusing more on reaching the crown of your head forward rather than nose to the knees. If you don't have a strap, just let your arms release toward the mat. Paschimottanasana. To go a bit deeper, you can use your pranayama, your breath control. Deep inhale, filling the whole belly with air. On the exhale, strongly contract the abdominal muscles in and up. Feel your chest shift forward and refold. Option to try that a couple more times on your breath. Breathing into the backs of your legs. Intense west-facing pose. Nice. Keep pulling shoulders down from the ears, even as you use the arm muscles. And with your next inhale, walk your hands back toward the body, come to sit tall, and then let the strap go. Tap out the legs and feet. And then slide that blanket aside if you had one, so you can make your way to the back. We'll all meet on our back bodies on the mat. Take a few moments of breath here, arms alongside the body, palms up. Our first time on the back, feeling that sense of ease, maybe satisfaction that comes from true yogic effort. Good. With your next inhale, bend the knees, plant the feet hips distance apart, and walk the heels in toward the body. We'll take rolling bridges today. If you'd rather hold your bridge, you're welcome to hold throughout. Otherwise, I'll talk us through some movement. Arms alongside the body, palms down, and then really press through the inner edges of the feet. Next inhale, lift the hips up, press the arms down. Exhale, arms overhead, hips lower. Inhale, hips lift, arms alongside the body. Exhale, hips lower, arms reach. Moving on your breath this way, Setu Bandhasana. Good. We can all bring our knees a little closer in, right over ankles. It can help to slightly pigeon toe your feet here if you feel like your knees tend to splay out. Good adjustments. A few more rounds on your breath, maybe getting hips to lift as high as knee height. And the next time, hips lower, bring the arms back alongside the body, let the knees rest against one another, and bring both hands to the belly. We'll take one more yogic breath exercise here with lion's breath. For lion's breath, we'll inhale through the nose, and on the exhale, we'll stick out the tongue, scrunch up the face, make as much noise as we can with the breath. Preparing to inhale here. Good, twice more on your breath. With your next inhale, draw knees into the chest, keeping shoulders on the mat, and begin to rock left and right, or take circles over the lower back, lingering anywhere that feels good here. As you move, challenge your breath pace, seeing if you can lengthen each inhale and exhale to a count of 6, 7, maybe even 8. Finish the breath cycle you're on and meet me in center, knees toward the chest. With your next exhale, send the soles of the feet toward the sky for happy baby, Ananda Balasana. Catching outside feet or legs. So in happy baby, we're striving to bring our knees toward our armpits and then outside our torso as we pull the ankles on top of the knees. Even on our backs here, having that nice alignment, knees and ankles. You can stay in stillness or you can rock left and right, straightening one or both legs. Keep your yogic breath moving. And if you're one of those students who needed to leave before Shavasana today, it's a good time to wind down, maybe finding Shavasana later in your own time. We're heading toward our final resting shape. Leave space here if there's another asana or posture that you need to find any clothing or props you'd like. Plenty of time here, no rush. We did quite a bit of chest opening and back arching today. If you want a little extra support for your lower back, you can bend the knees in Shavasana and roll a blanket up under the knees. Or you can take Shavasana with feet planted, knees resting against one another. As you move toward your Shavasana shape, once more holding a pause at the top of each inhale, belly filled with air, and a pause at the bottom of each exhale, belly empty. Eventually making your way all the way to the back. If you're taking a different leg variation rather than legs long, just take a body scan, making sure you're not holding any micro muscles along the hips, the backs of the legs, the ankles. And once you find yourself on the back body, tuck your shoulder blades slightly closer together, letting left and right collarbones relax to the sides. Leaving palms up can help to tuck the shoulders under, but you can always turn palms down if that's more comfortable. I'll talk us into Shavasana here today with one more poem by Wendell Berry, The Peace of Wild Things. With your next exhale, let your Ujjayi breath go. Keep the mouth closed down. And as I read, begin to go inward as you let your physical body relax. The Peace of Wild Things. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lay down where the wood drake rests in her beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water. And I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world and am free. Shavasana, corpse pose. Om Kharao, Om Khari, Om Kharu, Om Kharai, Om Hara Au. Om Hara. Om Hari. Om Haru. Om Harai. Om Hara Au. Au. Take a long, deep inhale through the nose, and then open the mouth, sigh it out. Remembering that your practice with breath is something you can take with you when you leave your mat. Beginning to wiggle the fingers and toes, gently rolling the neck back and forth. When you're ready for movement, find a full body stretch, like you just woke up in the morning. You're always welcome to stay on the back. If it feels okay, draw both knees into the chest, roll to the right side body, and take a few generous breaths here in this in-between shape before bringing head above heart. When you're ready to rise, meet me in a comfortable seat, eyes closed, your gaze soft. Once more, finding that balance of length in the spine and groundedness through the hips. Maybe feeling a little more ease in your seat since we began our practice. We'll close our practice today with one round of Om, the universal sound of nature. And if you're newer to chanting and you're interested in reciting Om, in the process of the word Om, we move through all the vowels in the English language, starting with our mouth wide and then closing our mouth and making it vertical. You're welcome to join or simply listen. Take an inhale, bringing palms to heart center. Preparing to inhale to Om. Om. The light within me honors and respects the light within each of you. Thank you. Mil gracias. Thank you all for joining, whether you joined live or are taking this class later. And if you'd like to make a donation to support donation-based yoga, you can donate by Venmo or PayPal to Freelancer PhD. Feel free to reach out with questions, requests for the future, and I will end the recording. Happy to stick around and chat if you like.